There you go. So if he gets nervous and like if he gets nervous again or like fly away, I'll put him back in his cage. But I think he'll be fine now. So I want to talk about sort of the power of nostalgia. Now, fun fact: I was going to upload a video like this about a month ago, but the way I was trying to run this channel, I didn't really like it. So I sort of scrapped it. So I made a video, and I'm essentially going to make the same points that I made before in that video, except now I'm just simply going to answer my question. I think before I was sort of a little bit too harsh on the game. I never played it. I still haven't played it actually. I've only been watching videos. But essentially, Crash Bandicoot is one of the first PlayStation games, first console games in general that I have ever played. So it's really on a high pedestal for me. So any game that I have played that was really like I don't remember playing any bad games. Because the good games were the ones that were always the most popular. So, you know, chances are I played good games. So, as a kid, let's see, what games? So I grew up with Mario 64, Star Fox 64, you know, like Smash Brothers, the original. Even though I don't really have that fond memories about it, I still played it as a kid. I think it's just because I sucked at it, because I was always the second player, so the second player always sucks. And then, you know, PlayStation 1, you know, with Sly Cooper and not Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper's PS2, but I still like that game. You know, like Crash Bandicoot and like other games. So those games that I played as a kid, I have such a high pedestal for, and I have such a high power of nostalgia for. So when I saw Crash Bandicoot announced at E3 that he was going to get a remake, I was hugely skeptical. I did not think that, because it wasn't produced by Naughty Dog, so whenever we saw Crash Bandicoot games not made by Naughty Dog, those automatically raised flags for anyone who was a fan of Crash Bandicoot. But we've never seen someone try to remake the trilogy before, and I thought this was long overdue. Not for the second and third one, but for the first one. The first one was such, like, it came out, I think, before Mario 64 did. So it's really understandable that it just, the controls just weren't there yet. And the second and third one, I think, perfected the controls. I think the second one did a better job with perfecting the controls just because Crash Bandicoot 3 didn't really change the controls that much. So since Crash Bandicoot did a lot with the controls, that one feels like it plays like a better game. So yeah, I love the trilogy as a whole. I think it's a very nice platforming trilogy. I really enjoy it. But you know, so when I see Activision try to recreate it, you know, a little part of me goes like, what is there to really remaster? What is there? Because when you play a platforming game, the most important thing is the controls. But the controls in Crash 2 and 3, for the most part, are perfect. I really think they are. Maybe they can benefit from joystick controls. I don't think they need to. I don't know. The level design really didn't need to have perfected joystick controls. Maybe it'd be more comfortable for some people. That part is understandable. I don't know. It felt like this remastered wasn't needed. I don't know. There's a part of me like, sure, new players are going to get into the Crash Bandicoot series, but I don't think that's what the remastered was for, and they weren't really advertising it like that. They weren't advertising it to newcomers, they were advertising it to people who loved the game in the first place. So my problem was, what's the point of this remastered? And one of the only points I can think of is just if you sold your PS1 and you need to get it again. But isn't the trilogy on the, you know, on the PlayStation Store, so you can just easily get them for an affordable price? Again, the first one needed to be remastered. Let me say that right there. The first one needed it, but did the other two also needed it as well? I don't think so. So I don't know where the trilogy, where that recreation fits. I don't know where it fits. I think this game comes off as more forgettable because it's not really doing anything brand new. Again, if you enjoy the game, that's fine. If anyone enjoys the game, that's fine. I'm not criticizing anyone for enjoying the game. I think games need a purpose. And if these games don't have, or if this trilogy does not have a purpose, I don't know, there's something about it just feels like empty to me. And I felt like Crash 1, 2, and 3, they didn't need to be made, but they were made with thought and care and attention. And I look at the remake and I don't know, I felt like most of the thought, care, and attention came with the trilogy already. Like, you know, what more could you add? And I'll say this, they did add the super duper hard level in Crash 1 that never came out because it was way too hard. So I appreciate them for putting that in because some people would really enjoy that. I didn't like how, because I was hearing that they changed the physics in some of the levels, so that part sucks because some parts of the game really did have bad physics. So I don't know if they changed the motorcycle level, because that one was pretty bad. Not bad, not like horrible, but like it just wasn't good levels in Crash 3. I don't know, they just made a lot of little changes in the game overall, so I mean, it's not horrible. Again, I look at games, I buy games where it connects with me. I buy games that I want to have a connection with, that I think I'm going to have a really, really good time with. So when I see a game in 2017 that's just recreating games that were made in 1997, I guess, was it 1997 or 1996? I actually don't know. Just my question is, if people really want these games, why not just create more platformers? Platformers don't really need, well, games in general, most games don't really need a super high budget, only AAA games. But now we're at a point with Steam and GOG.com where either older games are being sold more often, or just like indie games are being sold more often. So I don't know, I feel like Activision with the same budget maybe could have made a platformer. And you know, obviously it's not going to sell as well, like selling is the end goal, but you could have had something, and then with more and more sequels, you know, you could have made something great. I personally maybe would have liked to seen some games where it played like Crash Bandicoot, but it was a completely different franchise, trying something new. I personally would have appreciated that. But obviously, with how I think the game sold well, with how many people are JD fell down with you know, the game got good reception, so I guess I'm just part of the minority. I feel like maybe my nostalgia is a bit too strong for this game. And you know what? That's okay. JD, what do you do? I'm gonna open the cage for you, buddy. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on. I'm gonna open the cage. Come on. Up. Good boy. So I feel like, I guess at the end of the day, I'm just the minority in this situation. I guess that's all we can say about that. Alright, I'm going to see if I can do a trick real quick with JD. Come on. Alright, ready? Let's see if he'll do it. I don't know if the camera's pointed properly. Come on, JD. Jump. JD, jump. Jump, JD. Jump. Good boy. There you go. There you go. There. JD goes back in his cage with Aaron Yeager staring at him. I try to spend time with my bird. I really do. So, as I was saying, I guess I'm just part of the minority whose nostalgia was just too strong. I don't know. I guess maybe, or maybe I just haven't played the game. Maybe I just need to play the game and then I will forget about it all. But I still follow the preference that if you're gonna remaster it, there feels like there has to be a reason to remaster them. And I just don't feel that Crash 2 and 3 have a reason to be remastered. So 2/3 of the game really didn't need that. Sure, there were some levels that maybe could have been better. Of course, any game can be improved. Any game can be improved. But that doesn't mean you should just improve everything just because you can. And I feel like we're getting into that. Well, I don't know, maybe the remaster thing is like just dropping eventually. Like, I think it is. It has to. I don't know what else they can keep remastering. So, I don't know. That's just how I see it. So, I don't know. That's all I have to say, really. It's not really such a big deal. I made it a bigger deal when I made that other video. Like, I was like legitimately criticizing it, but it's just really not criticizing. I guess this is just more of a nitpick video, or I'm just nitpicking it, but I felt like I had to say it. Because I just have a feeling that I'm just not the only one to, you know, feel this way. I don't think I am. JD is being such a animal right now. I gotta do a video on my bird soon. I think it's about time. Gotta do a video about JD. Love you, buddy. Take care. Gotta put him to bed, I think. It's not time yet. Almost time. Like in an hour or two. It's almost time. JD, you wanna say hi? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know he'd be scared of the camera. Maybe that's why he didn't want to stay on my shoulder or anything like that. I think he's scared of the camera. Well, we gotta get him used to that. So, anyways, take care, folks. Until next time.